It's a really amazing therapy, which we can fix all the problems, issues of the body on the feet. Yes, we're really good at fix like migraines, like the nerve system issues. For example, ADHD, autism, and stroke, Parkinson's.
Thank you for tuning into Healantra podcast. Get ready for a dose of holistic wellness talks to help you achieve optimal health. Enjoy this episode.
Welcome to another insightful episode of Healantra, your space for holistic healing, wellness, and deeper mind-body understanding. Today's guest carries a truly extraordinary legacy. He comes from 6 generations of traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, over 150 years of accumulated knowledge, passed down with precision, intention, and deep respect for the body's natural intelligence. He is trained and licensed across the United States, China, and the UAE, specializing in acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine, and a unique family lineage technique known as foot self-healing pathology therapy. His unique method allows him to assess a person's health, provide a diagnosis, and treat them by examining and stimulating the feet. His philosophy is beautifully simple. The body already knows how to heal. His role is to unlock that blueprint. Through his holistic approach, he helps individuals restore balance, address root causes, and reconnect with the body's innate ability to heal. I am witness to this amazing technique, and I have experienced it firsthand for the past year, and I have significant improvement in my health because of it. And I will be sharing more about my experience during this conversation. It's an honor to welcome our guest today, Dr. Guan Zhen. Welcome, Dr. Guan.
Hello, Russia.
Thank
Good
you
morning.
for joining us today. And we can start our conversation by, if you can please explain to us a little bit more about your technique and your family's history with it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Zhen Guan, a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. My family has been involved in traditional Chinese medicine for 6 generations, over 150 years. In my family, there is a very unique technique called foot self-healing pathology therapy. It's a really amazing therapy, which we can fix all the problems, issues of the body on the feet.
Yes, and doctor, so I have experienced this myself when I came to you earlier this year. And I was really surprised by it because I had never heard of something like this. I came to your center because it said acupuncture on the door. And I was, before that, I was looking for a place to do acupuncture for my daughter. And I was very intrigued. And the way that you explained it to me was that you can give a full diagnosis to the person's body just by stimulating the field. And can you explain to us, like, I'm sure that your journey as a Chinese medicine doctor, it encompasses many other areas of medicine. But why did you choose this one in specific? Why is this something that you carry as a unique therapy?
Yeah, this technique is passed away only in my family. It means even in China, nobody else knows this technique. This one, I can explain like this. We have over 7,000 nerves on our feet. It controls all the organs or tissues of the body, just like there are roots for the trees, and the roots controls all the leaves and branches of the tree. So when people got problem, got issues, then we stimulate on the feet. It's like water the root to heal the tree's issues.
That's beautifully explained. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. And my question is, because whenever I talk about my experience with it to other people, they ask me, oh, is this foot reflexology? And I've probably done a massage or two in the past with like foot reflexology massage. And I know that it's not the same thing because of the way I experience it. But can you explain to us in your own words, how does it differ?
They are different from reflexology and feet self-healing pathology therapy. The reflexology only focus on the reflex relationship between the foot and the people's organ or tissues. They reflect each other, but cannot really fix issues. And for the feet self-healing pathology therapy, we regard the people's whole body as a whole system.
My question is, because this is also a natural next question that people ask me when I talk to them about my experience, is that what kind of conditions, if you can name them as many as possible, can you treat through this technique?
Yes, we're really good at fix like migraines, like the nerve system issues. For example, ADHD, autism, and stroke, Parkinson's. We're also good at like the cervical and the lumbar vertebrae issues. Also, menopausal syndrome for ladies and infertility, and a lot of autoimmune diseases.
It's very interesting. And I know that for different techniques, or sorry, for different conditions, the time of the treatment can be different, correct? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So for me, for example, in my own experience with you with this technique, is I just came out of curiosity to do the diagnosis, and I was surprised about the findings because some of the things that you told me that I had that you found that there was issues with. Okay, some of them made sense because I had already been facing symptoms, like, for example, lower back pain or chest pain. But there were things that you told me that I was a bit surprised that I hadn't yet maybe experienced symptoms, like, for example, my knees, and my hips. I later started to feel that, yes, there was a bit of tenderness. And this is not just, we're not just talking about things that are obvious, like the mechanical symptoms of the physical body. There are things that are also related to the organs. So for example, I knew that and there are certain things that I cannot eat because my liver, I think that was explained to me by a Ayurvedic doctor before, was that my liver cannot tolerate certain foods very easily, and so that's why I was having pain, and I wasn't experiencing that pain for many years. But when we did the diagnosis, you actually caught it as well. So some of the things, the treatment, I think within a few sessions, I started feeling the difference. But some other things, they took a bit longer. Can you explain to us first how come some of these diagnoses I didn't have symptoms for? When does the body actually show us the symptoms as a physical pain, for example?
Oh, yes. On the feet, maybe people don't have symptoms, but on the feet, it shows ahead. We can diagnose a lot of potential risk of the body on the feet. For example, even we can diagnose like stroke before 20 years, and even the diagnosis before 20, 30 years. Yeah, it can really diagnose ahead when the before symptom come out.
Wow. And you mentioned that you have clients or patients that suffer from ADHD or who have autism. Can you explain to us how this technique has helped people with autism, for example?
Yes, for this kind of stuff, we really focus on the brain. This ADHD and autism need to combine with acupuncture and feet self-healing pathology therapy together. For acupuncture, we put needles around this area by the skin, and then we twist it. It will produce a special electronic wave, go through the skull, work on the central nerve, make the frontal lobe produce like serotonin, dopamine, and some other chemicals by yourself. And also we focus on the foot, brain and frontal lobe area to make the brain and frontal lobe regulate by themselves to make the brain inside balance. Then the ADHD is fixed.
And what have your patients told you about, specifically patients who have suffer from ADHD or who have autism? What have the patient or their parents told you about the improvement in the behavior of their children?
Oh, many patients or the case parents tell me, like after 1 or 2 session treatment, the patient's focus is really getting better. Some of them, like the memory come back, and they can really calm down and focus on reading, focus on learning, studying, and not as aggressive.
Wow, this is very interesting because for many people, as far as I'm aware, who have children, let's say specifically who have children with these conditions, they really have a hard time finding solutions to manage the condition because it's about management. And I know of parents who have tried behavioral therapy, occupational therapy, and then as well I've heard of parents who have tried medication for their kids, but it seems to have, I mean, apart from occupational or behavioral therapy, medication seems to have a very temporary effect for them. And it does not really help the person with a condition to have a longer lasting effect. And with this condition, I mean, to speak about myself, it's I was one of the things I was surprised about was we were working on my immunity from day one because it was something that was we you pointed out that needed to be taken care of, and after a couple of months only, I was sitting at a friend's house that I normally visit, and I realized, and she has cats, and I'm usually allergic to cats. And after just a couple of months, I visited her and I didn't get a reaction from her cats. And I stayed there for many hours. And in the beginning, I didn't even pay attention that that was a change. But then after a while, before I left her house, I felt like, okay, something is different here. I used to come here and leave and with quite a lot of symptoms, and they're quite annoying, whether it's the itchy eyes and the itchy throat and the sneezing, and I didn't have any of those symptoms. And I mentioned that to you because I still, until the next visit, I still haven't made the connection that this was the reason because I was still surprised. And we discussed it, I remember, and you explained to me that the connection was because we were working on the immune system. So all of these, the people who have chronic allergies as well, it's related to the immune system. Can you tell us of other experiences you've had with patients similar to this?
Yes, we used to have many patients with all kinds of allergy, allergic to cats, allergic to peanut, allergic to milk, even wheat, everything that people could be allergic with. And actually, we only focus on the immune system for the autoimmune part of the body, regulate the immune system, make inside balance. Then people don't have the allergy to anything. Even we can heal or we can treat asthma very well. It's also allergic stuff.
All of these conditions are related to weak immune systems. And yeah, it's very, very, very interesting because, I mean, apart from that, I have significant improvement in the physical ailments that I had. So any lower back pain, even the like the knees and the hips, which I didn't have any like chronic pain at the time when I came to see you. I would have the occasional, I would wake up a little bit in pain, but when we started working on that, I've seen significant improvement. I mean, even when I wake up in the morning, I used to, before the treatment, I used to wake up in pain. I mean, after having how many hours of rest, I would wake up and I would feel pain and I didn't know why. And I'm not a very active person, but I'm not passive either. So I do move, I do some exercises, walking, cycling, I do aerobics. So I was always surprised, like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why is it that I'm still feeling this kind of pain? But it's deeper than that. So yeah, I'm really grateful to you, and I'm really grateful that we met, and all the work that we've been doing together. I've seen a lot of improvement. And another thing, which for me also was very surprising, was when we started working, you told me that there was some issues with the hormones, and you recommended that I do thyroid tests, and then go and see a gynecologist and do all these kind of tests. And it was very interesting because all of these tests came out clear. There nothing showed in the scans, nothing showed in the blood tests, but yet we're still working on it, and it's been a few months. And even though it might not be as visible, there are things that we're working on and that you can treat with this therapy that we might not be aware of, whether it's from the symptoms or the physical body, or even in tests that come out. If you go and do these scans and these tests, they might not show you directly that they're there, but they are. So can you talk to us about what happens during a typical session with you, so that anyone who's listening, if they are interested to visit you, what can they expect from the first visit?
Oh, for the first visit, I always give a full body assessment. You just give me your feet. Then I tell you your body's condition. Whatever you know or you don't know about your body, I can tell you. I can figure out your medical record, what happened before. I can tell you the current situation of your body. And also I can diagnose the future potential risk of the body, for example, the stroke, heart attack, and diabetes percentage.
In the time that you've been treating patients here in the UAE, what have you noticed to be the most common root causes of imbalance in people's health, in the UAE particularly?
Here, I think the stress is the biggest reason for a lot of issues. And also, people don't eat regularly and drink too much cold water or milk. It also give problems, give troubles. And also, people go to bed too late. It's another issue.
So you're talking about lifestyle, let's say lifestyle habits, right? That people have had for years, in addition to stress, that are affecting their health. And then the most common conditions that this kind of lifestyle habits cause, what can you name? Like anxiety, for example? What other chronic conditions do these lifestyle habits cause?
Oh, yes, there are also several other reasons, like people under AC, air conditioning too much, make the joints all get problems, like arthritis. And also, people got insomnia because of the stress, because of they go to bed too late. And people eat too much meat, make the cholesterol high.
Wow, that's very interesting. And so I know it's like we talked about before, it's different from person to person and from condition to condition. But on average, how many sessions do you think a person can expect a person would need to treat a common chronic condition? Because you mentioned that, for example, with ADHD, within just 2 sessions, the patients have seen significant results, but they need to continue kind of coming regularly. But on average, as a start, how often maybe does a person need to come and see you?
For different issues, it's really different. Like for migraines, it needs about 12 to 20 sessions to give a kind of solution, kind of cure. And for ADHD, it's easy to get results, feel different. But when we need to really totally fix it, it takes much longer. Maybe need like 3 to 6 months. For all this kind of treatment, it takes like 1 or 2 sessions per week.
So a good frequency for people to visit is once or twice a week consistently to be able to see results.
Yes, and what I'm talking about is a solution. It's kind of cure. It's not only for temporary relief.
And this is very important because this is a very important point. You're not treating the symptom. It means you're treating the root cause of the condition. And do you also suggest to people hand in hand while doing your treatment to start doing some changes to their lifestyle?
Oh, yes. For example, I always suggest my patients don't watch their cell phone like this. I try to suggest them raise the cell phone, watch cell phone like this. Then it will give much less problem for the neck, for the cervical vertebrae, and will give much better blood supply to your brains. Then you can avoid a lot of troubles.
This is very important. And doctor, finally, before we conclude our conversation, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way? Through which channel can they reach out?
Yes, they can call my clinic phone and also can follow my social media, my Instagram and Facebook. I will also update every week on the social media.
And I will be sharing the links to your social media accounts. And for anyone who is interested, they can also reach out through those links. Thank you very much for your time, doctor. And as always, it was a pleasure to have this conversation with you. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasha. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. We hope you found it insightful and you enjoyed it as much as we did creating it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Let's continue creating this amazing community of holistic wellness seekers and practitioners together. See you in the next one.